Hey guys, how you doing? Today is February 21, Friday. Today we have to have a look on the Walmart, right? Because yesterday Dow Jones dropped it nearly down to 600 points, right? And because of the bad or the sad outlook of Walmart on this year, 2025, right? So today we will have a quick look on the financial report of just announced it for Walmart, right? Our Falcon portfolio been not much change, right? 125%, right? So for any of you have any problem or any questions, then you can leave your questions under the YouTube, or you can directly email to me by usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. This is our cover, right? Set outlook on Walmart this year makes the market sink 600 points, right? Why this is so important for the market's response to Walmart's set outlook this year is because, right, in US, Walmart is like the market. You have buy the food, buy a lot of grocery at Walmart. Of course, have others, right? But Walmart may be the biggest, right? So if Walmart have a set outlook on this year, that means from his explanation is because of the tariff of Trump on Mexico or Canada, 25%, right? And if it really does, right, then it's very serious effect on Walmart, right? And Walmart some of them may have to put up the price, or some of them they have to absorb by herself, right? And then, right, people will buy less, and then the spending on the food or grocery may contract like few years before, right? Like few years before, right? So that may be a problem, and the market is quite sensitive on that because we still remember 2022, right, when the Russia and Ukraine have started the war and the inflation quickly builds up, right? So the market sinks, right? And now if Walmart says like that, right, and if really in March, 1st of March, Trump, okay, Canada and Mexico, what you are doing is not enough, right? Still, a lot of people then smuggling from their area to US, right? And then still the drugs problems are there, and then we have to add you 25% tariff, then the market tumbles, right? This is what Walmart concerned, and then is what the US investor concerned. So we'll take a quick look on their financial report and the situation, right? Quickly, you can see that yesterday, right? See that the lowest point then dropped it more than 600 points, and even a little bit better later on, then still dropped it 450 points. Not much for Nasdaq because may not be so related, right, to the inflation or the tariff on this issue, right? So Nasdaq only dropped at 93 points yesterday. Also, not much change to our Falcon 350,000 portfolio. Still, we have 125%, right? But sadly, then we don't have any increment on this year, right? I'm thinking on that, right? We already sold the Adobe already, right? We already sold the stock, right? We have an earning of about 35%, but over four years, and that is not a very good investment, right? But we have to think that then we may not earn a lot of money on every investment, right? For every investment, then we may lose, or we may break even, or we may have a big earning. Then as long as then we earn more than we lose is okay, right? Then in recent years I changed that, right? We don't need to earn for every stock we bought, right? We cannot do it. We can't do it, right? But try not to lose, right? Try not to lose, right? Even break even then is fine to me, right? Okay, then we go for some headlines first, right? Japan's inflation, right, in December is 3.6%, right? But in January, then climbed it to 4%, right? So if the money flow into Japan, right, then there must be inflation, right? Must be like that because more money flow in, right? So as I talked it in last year, then I think Japan BOJ will very soon then put up the interest rate, right? I think so. Yeah. Meta. We know that recently then Meta lay off 5% of the employees, but yesterday, right? Is it Mark Zuckerberg, right? I don't know, right? But just they announced that Meta's executive officers previously, right, can have 75% of what they earned. But now it being increased to turn 200% of their base salary, right? That means then if they did it well in the past year, they can earn a bonus of 2 times of their base salary, right? That means then I think that's good, but this not applied to Mark Zuckerberg, right? Because he has the he is the CEO, he is the I think is the biggest shareholder, right? So he already earned a lot of money from that, right? So this is not applied to Mark Zuckerberg, right? Alibaba search because why? Because of DeepSeek, right? Because now DeepSeek, right, have to connect it to use the Alibaba's cloud, right, in China, right? This is by the government. Right? So a lot of people think that if DeepSeek then is the only AI that can only be used in China, and DeepSeek is using the cloud or the data server of Alibaba. So Alibaba's income or the profit will boost up, right? So BABA is the ADR of Alibaba in US, right? Surged more than 10%, right? And at the same time, Amazon beats Walmart, right, on the sales. We'll come to that. Amazon is the first time after so many years, right? In the last quarter, Walmart sales is 180.5 billion US dollar. Wow! Amazon is 187.8 billion. The first time the sales in the same quarter, Amazon beats Walmart. But in the whole year, then Walmart still better, right? We know that for Amazon, right? Earning money is not from e-commerce, right? It's from what? Advertisement and then the data center. And then data center server now then move into AI, right? But if a lot of people buying things on the Amazon website, then they are optimistic to put their advertisement there because so many people there, then they will have the chance to look at the advertisement, right? So this is the sign effect, right? The e-commerce not earning a lot of money, but the advertisement did. OpenAI, then finally, then this pretty lady is the financial chief, Sarah Faria, right? She is the CFO of OpenAI, and she admitted that there is possible for OpenAI to go public, right? Because now OpenAI is achieving 11 billion in revenue. I think it's per year, right? Then that's okay. Not a lot of money, but not small, right? 11 billion revenue. I think it's per year, right? So we will cross our fingers and wait for that, right? So we will come to Walmart, right? Walmart, the shares drops as retailer says profit growth will slow. That is very important. And Walmart been dropped to more than 8%. right? After the market closed and dropped at about 6.4%, something like that. So we will start the warm-up. A lot of people may think that Walmart performs very bad. No. Actually, Walmart performs very good. You can see that in the past 5 years, the stock increased at 1.45 times, right? In the past 5 years, with a little bit dividend, right? 0.85%, and the PE ratio is very close to 40 already. I think this is a little bit too high. And in the past 1 year, the stock surged at 67.89%. Very good, right? And even in the past 6 months, the stock increased by 29.2%. Totally good enough. Actually, for this quarter, the earnings per share beats the expectation, but only the revenue fall short a little bit on that, right? And remember this figure, right? In actually the calendar of Walmart is a little bit weird, right? Now then she is talking about is 2025, the last quarter, and her guidance is of course is 2026, right? But maybe that may be just this year, right? 2026. Her guidance on the earnings per share is 2.5 or 2.6 per share. Remember that, right? 2.5 or 2.6. This current report, the date is up to 20 of this month, right? So it's very recent, very update. And we take a look on that, right? There are two columns, right? At the left hand side is the last quarter, and at the right hand side is the past 1 year. She called it 2025, but actually it's 2024, right? It doesn't matter, just remember that, right? So on the revenue, no problem, right? CC means constant currency, right? Forget about that. We just see the reported. Total revenue per quarter, per year, okay to me. Increased by 4.1% or 5.1%, okay to me. Gross profit rate, no problem, right? And the operating income, no problem. Okay, for the earnings per share, there are two, right? There are two. For the reported, increased by 4.4%. And for the whole year, remember the figure. Now, earnings per share is 2.41, and the adjusted is 2.5. So the guidance is 2.5 to 2.6, right? That means if we look at the adjusted, that means no increment, right? That means no increment. So the market, the investor, no increment. But the PE now is, before is more than 40. Now dropped by 6% is still 39, right? So I think that she will further drop, right? Remember this, right? Remember, adjusted earnings per share increased the whole year by 13.1%, and only the reported is 26%, right? 26% for a PE of 39, no problem. But if the earnings per share increment is just 13.1%, and the PE is 39, that is too high, right? Remember that. We always look at the adjusted. Because for the others not related to businesses, we don't have the interest on that, right? Maybe finance or the others, we don't care. So that's the reason then why the stock is dropped, is because the PE is too high. At least, right? At least, right? If the adjusted is 20%, it's okay, right? But now it's only 13.1%. That's not enough to support the more than 40 of the PE ratio. The gross profit rate, right? For the YOY change, I think it's okay, right? But actually, the actual figure is a little bit low. See that? 23.9%, a little bit low on that, right? But still not bad. Operating expense, right? I think it's okay, right? Because operating expense is using money, spending money. And the adjusted operating expense, I think it's still okay, right? Better. Earnings per share, okay, but just the increment is not as the people or as the investor expected, and the adjusted earnings per share then close to that, right? You can see that close to that, right? 65 cents compared to 66 cents, close to that, right? Operating cash flow, okay, and the free cash flow, excellent, right? I think that is in billion, right? I don't, and they didn't list the unit, but I think that is a billion, right? So the free cash flow increased from 1 quarter before 6.2 billion US dollar to 12.7 billion US dollar. I think that's okay, right? That's good enough. Then we talk about one very important indicator of retail is comparable sales. We can see that, and actually in Walmart there are three categories: Walmart, International, and the Sam's Club, right? So for the US portion, you can see that comparable sales dropped it, but still okay, right? 4.6%, still okay, but not as good as last quarter. International, very good, right? The sales very good, right? For Sam's Club, they're divided to two categories, with the fill or without the fill, right? Usually we will talk about without the fill, but we see both, right? You can see that for with fill, okay, increased it. And for without the fill, dropped it, but not much. Just dropped it from 7 to 6.8%, right? So actually, if we look at the forward PE now of Walmart is 41.77, right? And then I just put it at the right in the right top corner. You can see that we look at the adjusted, right? That means anything not related to the business, then we kick them out. We can see that the earnings per share is just 13.1%, right? And then on the last quarter is only 10%. That means it's slowing down. See that? It's slowing down, right? So for 41.77 PE ratio is too high. Actually, that PE ratio should be only less than 30, right? If less than 30, then Walmart will sink furthermore, right? Maybe to $80, something like that. But actually, I don't think so, right? So actually, the performance of Walmart is very good, right? It's very good, but just slowing down a little bit. Slowing down a little bit. So don't be so rushed to buy this stock, right? And if just what as Walmart said, Trump on March 1st, he increased the tariff of Mexico and Canada to 25%. Then not only Walmart, a lot of companies' profit will also be squeezed, right? 25%, right? A lot of U.S. chip supply depends on Mexico and Canada. That will be a disaster, right? We don't want to see that, right? No one wants to see that, right? But will it be happen? We don't know, right? Okay, thanks guys for watching, and then like, comment, share, and subscribe. Appreciate it, right? So hope all of you have a very peaceful weekend. See you guys on next Friday. Bye bye.